Hello, YouTubes! Alright, guys, I'm getting set up. Working on Drac here tonight. Let's go find out what we're doing. Alright, let's see if I can get homeboy stood up over here. Gonna be cool there? Pretty cool? Alright. Okay. Let me get some work done on the table. Damn phone. Alright. What's up, Hugo? Try to get this camera set up so everybody can see. Okay. What's up, Larry Hughes, RJ? Yeah, I'm a little bit early. I figured, why not try and get out of the gate early tonight? What the hell? Try and surprise everybody, because usually you know how a trio is always like, 10, 15 minutes. We're usually fashionably late. So I figure I'd go early tonight. And let me see if I get this all lined up for everybody. That's like a pain in the ass. Hello, Lisa. All right, let me see if that's any good. Let me find myself. Okay. Guess I gotta refresh. Cobwebs and Candlesticks. Come on, lady. Show me. Alright. So we'll click on that one. Hopefully my volume's off. And let's see what I look like. And nothing happens. Oh, come on. Alright. So we got a table. That's good. Get caught up. Alright. Okay, folks. That angle still sucks. Alright, and this thing's taking forever to fire up. Come on now, computer. What are you doing? Well, the computer is taking forever. Son of a bitch. Come on now. Alright. Alright, guys. Let me see what I can do. See if that's any better. Yeah, that'll work, I think. Alright, now if I can get this goddamn laptop straightened out. Okay. Hello, Lisa. Hi, Mimi. YouTube University for my project. Oh, wow. I really never read those, RJ. I see the videos sometimes, but I really don't watch them all that much. But thank you. Let me just throw it anywhere. For some reason, I cannot get my own damn video up. So that's kind of odd. Oh, there's my face right there. Okay, I just came back. Alright. Mindy Beto, what's up? Hello, dead mother! So, Trio couldn't be on tonight, guys. Dave's not feeling good, and Vic's, like, doing, demolitions and remodelings in his house. He's got, carpet torn out, and he's painting, so I'm like, oh, I'll try and jump on and do a live tonight. Since, Trio couldn't get together tonight, it's like that sometimes with all three of us. It's hard to get all of us in the room at the same time. But, I got Drac here. I've wanted to do this project for a long time. I've had this guy for, man, probably about as long as Zombie Snail. I think I got him the same year. And he comes with this hideous MDF base with a piece of like 70s paneling on it. Looks like the 70s, the 1970s, and he should be looking like he's from the 1870s. So I tore this sucker off a couple hours ago. It's just a piece of MDF, and if you stick it on the ground, it's going to swell up, and it's going to be like crap. Although this piece is still in actually good shape. And they actually had two big old 2-inch wooden screws driven right down to the back of his heels, which is honestly kind of cool. He's got a board back there in his heels. So whoever made that, which I can't remember, I thought, all right, man, that's pretty awesome. But I've always hated this board. You can see where his outline was for his shoes. And I thought, man, this thing sucks. I'm tired of looking at it. I know eventually it's going to start to swell up and cave like all MDF does because it's all garbage. It's just junk wood. So I figured we're going to change that tonight. I'm going to start on it. We'll fire up the hot wire tools and see if we can't cut a new base for him and get it fiberglassed up so I can paint it and get it under him so he looks like a proper Dracula. Doesn't look like he's standing in Marshall Fields in the 1970s modeling pants. Hello, Halloween Life. Hello, Jennifer. Pew, pew, pew. What's up, Mike W? All right. Touch this damn thing. Get it hooked up to speed. What is up with you, computer? God, I hate laptops. Frankenpines. What's up, Mike? And my screen is stuck again. That's okay. All right, guys. So my plan is to take some of this insulation foam that I've used in a bunch of products, and I thought I could make a new base out of this thing. So they used MDF for weight because it's a styrofoam prop, but there is a hole in the back that you could easily put a weight in, or a weight or something like that. So stick him over here. So he stands up actually pretty good on his own. Of course, a nice stiff wind, be over on his face in a heartbeat. So I figured I would cut a new piece for him. We'll do some hot wire foam. I'll probably go a little bit bigger just for the hell of it. But I don't want to use perfectly straight sides. Like I said, I'm going to go out of the lines a little bit. So let me grab a marker or a pen or something like that. I need a writing utensil. All right. I'll turn on the hot wire foam factory tools. Go to about a 7 or 8. That could be heating up. And we're going to use the big plunge pull to start with. So I'm going to plug this bad boy in, and it can be heating up while we're marking out our new lines. Put the engraver over there. Alright, so I know our feet are going to be, let's see, right here, here. So, let's see, can I get Drac up here? I don't know if I got enough room to get him on the rafters. Oh, Dracula, put your bitch ass on the table. Oh, just cleared it. He's taking something in the face. Alright. So, let's get him centered up. See about here. Alright. Yeah, I love this foam, man. Home Depot. Or no, I think I got this at Menards. It was like $2 or $3 a sheet for this 24 by 24. But man, you really can't beat this. And I tell you, he was kind of a pain in the ass. Other than the two-inch screws to get him out of his heels. These were driven into his heels into the MDF. I just ended up using a hacksaw blade and sanded the foam right up under his feet so he's still nice and flat, and then I'll silicone him down later on after this thing's dry and I'll paint it up. So now that I know where our boots are going to be, and then we don't have to put too much detail under there. I'll try and keep that as flat as I can so I can glue him back up. Alright, Drac, party time's over. Dry us off the table. Alright, let's stick you back here. You can sit back here by Gladys and chill out. You be alright? Alright, be cool, Drac. Okay. Alright, let's see what I'm missing. Yeah, I got lucky tonight. It's like, woohoo, popcorn. Oh, thank you, Mimi. I was happy to do her, man. I love my zombie snow. I've had her for so many years, man. And she was so dried out and shot. The latex was horrible. I knew if I put more latex on her, it would just be the same. So I went with fiberglass. When do you want me to start working for you? There you go, RJ. Let's send out some applications. Monsters Alive. What's up, Dave? What's up, Quinn? You guys make sure after my stream's over, Quinn's going to go on live and do some stuff tonight. So go check out Monsters Alive as soon as I'm off. Quinn's going to jump on. Last thing he was making Frankenstein booze. And seriously, in all of his credit, he actually made a left and a right boot. He did not make a uniboot where it fits both sides. You know, he flipped the pattern, did take a little bit extra time to make a right and a left. That's freaking awesome, man. I love that detail of craftsmanship, man. Anytime you don't cut a corner, you go a little extra mile to make something a little bit nicer, that's awesome. Let's see, what am I looking for? I don't think I need any gloves. All right, let's see if we're warmed up yet or not. Plugged in. Let's see. Turn it on. That would help. Alright, let's wait till this thing starts smoking. Then I know we're good to go. And one of these days I'm going to get that big badass knife that Quinn's got. He's got the one that cuts like 2-inch block, 4-inch block. That's going to be my next foam factory tool. I just love these freaking tools, man. Let's see. Let's get to 10. Let's not go to 10. We'll go to about 9 or so we can blaze through this stuff. What's up, Lloyd? For masks and stuff, what's up, Ross? You can. Like, if I'm going to store a mask, I don't have that many masks, but when you do, I totally armor all the ones I have. Like, when I take them out, put them in the yard, I'll pull them back out, and I'll put a coat of armor on them before I put them in the garage. Even sometimes if they're sitting out in the yard for like a couple of weeks, like when I do my spears, my heads-on spears, I'll give them a blast of armor all in the face, just to help protect them, because the sun, the sun's the worst on latex. UV rays just eats right through that stuff, so sun's not good for latex. And like zombie snail, my poor girl, I'd be sitting her outside for, oh man, 20, 30 days, 2 weeks out in the garden, so the sun would beat on her and stuff, and she was just destroyed. But now she got a nice hard shell on her. So I think I can stick her out maybe like on Halloween night when the kids come around. I'll probably put her out for Halloween night just for a little bit. Just to make sure she's okay. I just don't want a chance, ruining any more. And I actually did get through to Scott Bibas over at Fright Props. He saw the video, and he said if it was up to him, he would make only zombie snails. And he had talked about possibly doing a saltwater version later on. Fingers crossed, I hope that comes true. It has a spiky shell. So that would be freaking awesome, man. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a new zombie snail sculpt. And maybe, possibly, they'll put the old girl back into production, which would be great, because I would totally get another one. Alright, our tools are fired up. I'll put you over here, Gladys. Okay. Let's blaze through some foam. Ooh. That arm cut back. There we go. I got this thing on about a 9. You're not supposed to run it that hot, but man, if you don't, for this dense foam, it takes forever to get through. So that's why, my next purchase, I'm getting that big boy bad knife that you can cut 4 or like 6-inch foam block with. Still a little bit dragging, so I'm trying not to bend this needle. So I think I showed you guys in my demo video that if you bend the needle on this long one, I think it's like an 8-inch wand, it's got to go back to the factory for replacement. They can't get the parts to do this yourself, so you just got to send it in and they'll rebuild it for you. Still not bad, though. All right, I'm going to pull out here. And then we'll clean it up. All right, again, just take a rag and clean off the goo. So we're one down. Not too shabby. This piece of crap, get out of here. Damn MDF. I hate garbage like that. All right. Woo! There we go. We go more closer to the needle, and we're just blazing right through. And you're supposed to stay parallel with your panel, it says in the instructions. Well, I'm not a real big fan of instructions, but... And I got doors open, as you guys can see. Anytime you're cutting foam, man, this stuff has the most hellacious, cancerous chemicals inside of it. So always have great ventilation if you guys are working foam, man. I got the door open, I got the garage door open, so I got plenty of airflow through here, and I got the back windows open, slit open too. Woo. Boom, look at that. All right. Clean off our strings. And I think we're done with the big boy for tonight. I don't think we'll need him anymore, so I'm going to turn this down to about halfway. Unplug this guy, let him cool off. Put him on the table so he doesn't burn anything. We still got a big chunk of foam left to work with. Like I said, I think these guys are $3 or $4 at Menards, I think is where I got this from. I don't go to Home Depot too much. I like Menards a lot better for me. I know where everything's at in there. So. Ooh, needed that. All right. So we got our plate ready. We'll mark out some lines. And we'll get the heat gun on this. And I think I'm going to plug in the other tool and shave off the sides so it doesn't look like just such a plain block of bricks or whatever. Okay. Get a good hot knife at Harbor Freight. You know, I haven't been to Harbor Freight in a long time, Mike. It's probably 45, 50 minutes for me. I get in there once in a while, and every time I go into Harbor Freight, they never have jack shit in stock. I look for the airbrushes, all the quick change ones, gone. I just wanted the bottles out of them so I could just plug them into my other airbrush. Gone. Everything they had in there, gone. Or they had a display, and the display was sold. It's like, I just hate going there. My Harbor Freight is ghetto as hell, man. You ask me how it's a princess hat? That's my princess. Gotta have a princess hat. He said that same hot wire set, chicken wire and transformer works the same. Probably does. You blow right through it. As long as you run current through a piece of wire, use a car battery, but I wouldn't suggest that. I've done that before too if I had to. What's everybody else working on? Yeah, what are you guys working on, man? Make sure you're sharing your pictures with everybody. See, I don't know. I didn't know you were starting at 7 Eastern time. Sean, I just said 7. I'm close to Chicago, so my time's always Chicago time, and Trio's on at 7, so I figured I would try and go on during when Trio's normally on, so it'll be easier for people to find me, just in case, you know. See, Mike is making his haunt sign. It's been a very slow process. You know, sometimes when we're doing our YouTube videos, it's hard as hell to take your time and do something, and you never feel like you want to phone in a project. I hate doing it, so if it takes longer, my videos come out every couple of weeks or whatever, then I'm going to do it that way, because I want to be happy with what I put out. I don't want to put out garbage just to be putting out a video and have something out, you know? So it takes, the good stuff takes time. Plugging away at the haunt, trying to get the walls up. Man, you got such a cool building, RJ. With those 3 circle windows, RJ, you should really make that some kind of alien or 3-eyed skull, a whole facade out of that side, man. That's just a crazy-ass looking building, man. Such a cool building. I try and do something with those 3 big circle windows. And you got great roof lines, too, man. You could totally add to that. Your haunt's going to be awesome when you get those doors open, man. Seen the one you're working on? Been working on the walls with the free pallets. Hell yeah, pallets. If you can get free pallets, free wood. Jen, just got called back into work. I have to watch the replay tomorrow. That sucks, Jen. Well, it'll be there. I think I'll figure out how to save it or whatever so you can rewatch. How close to Chicago? Mike, I'm probably, if I hauled ass, probably an hour 20. I could be in a city. I got a buddy who lives in Whiting, so it takes me like an hour and 15 minutes to get to his house. Another 10 minutes past him and you're in Chicago, south side. Mimi says she's been working on prosthetics with the little materials she has and new character looks. That's awesome, man. Mimi, like, I constantly go to like dollar store, Dollar Tree, or like yard sales. Like, I totally got this curry comb for $2. So I'm going to destroy a lot of crap with this. I love going to yard sales and finding stuff, or going to Dollar Tree and just destroying crap. You just can't lose, man, for cheap materials. I just love finding garbage like that I can destroy and make something else out of. We'll make some little brick patterns here. I want uneven cobblestones. Like I said, I'll probably go a little bit into his shoes. Okay. Let's see. Let's do one. And random looks better. Try and space them a little bit. I got 2 there. Let's do one coming out of the side like this. Again, you ain't got to be perfect. You don't have to follow the lines. Because it's an uneven floor, so it ain't got to be perfect. So I want to shave these sides down a little bit. So I'm going to bust out this freehand router, they call it. So we'll plug this guy in. I'll jack it up to about, let's see, that's 10. I'll back it off to about 8 or so. Then I'm going to flick this bad boy on, and we'll let it heat up. And I'm going to try and shave down these sides a little bit so it has sort of a tapered look, so it doesn't look just like a big MDF block, because I hate blocky looking stupid crap like that. And we'll go through, we'll burn our bricks in, then I want to use some texturing on it. Then we'll try and lay some fiberglass on this thing, and then hopefully after the fiberglass dries, I can throw some paint on this tomorrow the other day, and I'll have a nice sturdy base for old Drac to stand on. So I'm sure he'll appreciate that. We have family in Grays Lake. I've heard of Grays Lake all the time in the news. No idea where the hell it's at. H.H. Holmes did live in Chicago. He lived in the castle on the corner. And they finally tore the place down. Kim Barks, what's up, Josh? Yeah, I love H.H. Holmes. That guy was such a sick son of a bitch. Like I said, he built a castle in Chicago. He put a glass curing oven in the basement, which ended up making a crematorium. On the second floor of the castle, he had a safe flown in or craned into place so that he ended up locking victims and would hide his money and stuff in there. He had chutes that would go down to the basement where he dissolved bodies in vats of acid. The guy was a complete lunatic, man. He traveled crazy. He knocked off one of his... he was a big insurance scammer. Would find bodies. He used the World's Fair in 1893 to get people to come stay with him in his big boarding house, his castle. And a lot of victims ended up in the basement. He was just a sick guy, man. Always for monetary gain. The guy was something else, man. And they actually hung him. They think he was possibly Jack the Ripper. See, we're smoking now. Because the guy traveled so extensively. He was all over the United States. He went into Canada. He was supposedly in Whitechapel in 1893. They have his name on a boat manifest for one of the passengers. So you never know with that guy. But his story is freaking fascinating, man. The guy was a total lunatic. Seems like a nice guy. That guy is something else, man. All right. I think we're warm. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we got smoke. All right, I'm just going to round off a little bit. Look at that. Woo! This is just so freaking cool, man. And if Kat was here, Kat's an actual terrain designer, so I bet she uses the hell out of these tools. It's like playing a fiddle. Those little pieces off. Boom, just like that. Now we got nice uneven floor. Now I'll go in a little bit where the grout's at. I really want to do some cool tombstones this year, man. I'd love to do a Cthulhu tombstone where he's standing on a pedestal and I can light it up from the inside with green. Another one of the projects I want to do this year. So, not too bad. I mean, I love those uneven edges. Like I said, these tools are so freaking worth it, man. I'll go down. You can vary how deep you want to go. Basically, it's like, looks like a little, like playing a violin. And it peels right off. Nice clean cuts. I think the back I'll leave, I'll go a little bit on the back. Not too crazy, since you really don't see it, but just to give the illusion that it's not a complete solid flat level. All right, that's pretty awesome. Just take chunks out. such a cool tool, man. Just like butter when you get them warmed up. You just dip in where the grout line is going to be. Make an extra deep little gash there. Ow. Alright. Round this guy off a little bit. Make this more of a slanted angle to the inside. Just so cool, man. All right. Let's go a little deeper in the front. Here's our grout line. Here's our grout line. And it just pops right off. Look at that. That's just so freaking awesome, man. I love their tools. Alright. And this one's actually pretty clean. So I'll kill that. Put that on the table to cool off. I'll kill this heat a little bit, go down to a 5. And then next one, I want to do the engraver. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put our little grout lines in. Then we can do some distressing. Then we'll turn the heat gun on to open up them cracks. So we get the engraver out. Plug it in, max it out, then back it off about 2 steps. Okay, so we are on. All right, we're gonna let that heat up, and then we're gonna go to it, man. We're gonna build some, do some grout lines in this thing. But so far, not too bad. We got a lot of uneven ends, which is great, so it looks random. But that is awesome. And it's gonna look way better on that piece of 70s paneling he was freaking standing on like a goddamn, waiting for the Partridge Family bus to show up. All right. Josh needs a new hot wire? I don't blame you. Absolutely not, David. This denser stuff, fiberglass, bites right in. I'm going to open it up and heat gun it. It'll be fine. Nope, Josh, I'm going to carve bricks into this. Where H.H. Holmes' castle was destroyed, they did. They tore it down. After they found out all the bodies and stuff and what he was doing in there when they raided that place. That's cool, RJ. You got to use those windows, man. That's such a great opportunity with those 3 big bubble windows. Maybe a spider on the side or something. Add some more. It's just so cool. Two-inch styrofoam is hard to get here in South Carolina. You guys got the warm weather, so you guys probably don't have the thick foam. Our full sheets of 2-inch foam, usually it's blue. The same density of this stuff is usually right around $28, $30 a sheet. Right now in the pandemic, I don't know. I haven't bought 2-inch foam in a lot of years, so I couldn't tell you how expensive it jumped up, but I'm sure it ain't cheap. Yeah, Mike, I'm sure you can get it in Wisconsin easy. You guys have the cold, crappy weather that we do here in Indiana, too. Lisa's from Washington. Yeah, Mimi's up in the corner. Yep, 1.5 all day. Same here. Josh is asking, once you fiberglass, you ever considered using it to make some vacuum form pieces? You know, Josh, I've seen the vacuum form stuff. I don't know too much about it. I mean, I know that the lamp heats up the piece. I mean, like you could carve some stuff, but ultimately, you know, to make molds for, I don't know. I don't know what I would make a vacuum form mold for. At least nothing yet. Not that I wouldn't someday, but for now, probably no. On. Get it warmed up. Let's test. Okay. deeper because the fiberglass is going to definitely fill in some of this detail. So I'm just going to fill in my lines. I think the more I heat it up, the wider the path will be. And I'll drag it at an angle to make that gap wider so it's almost like V-shaped. Round off the corners. I wish they had a ball tip for this set. A ball tip would be awesome, especially for doing grout lines. Because you could just get in there and burn all that stuff away and make yourself a nice little trench. Okay, come up here. And I don't want no straight lines. I just want to eyeball everything. I'll go right up to his boot so I have the widest flat surface to mount him to later. And I want the varying thickness and width of grout lines. So yeah, nice and deep. I like that. Okay, I'm pretty fired up. Okay. I'll drag this one way. Then when I go back, I'll lean at the outward side. Okay, come down here. And I'll just burn that little trench in so the brick looks separate. And I'll just round off that corner a little bit. And I'm just going to try and dig out that little V. All right. Try and go back and forth and see what I get. Yeah, this thing most definitely needs a ball tip. That would be awesome. This is technically the tip that you can write your name in or whatever. You can write C. And C. Nobody ever knows there. Pretty cool. Like I said, I love this set, man. It's such a cool, awesome set. Round the stone off. You just got to burn out the center. Not very impressed with the vacuum form walls. They looked expensive at Transworld, RJ. Well, they probably, I think they start at like $200, but some of those vacuum form walls are like $300, man. $400, something like that. I think with like Luan, it'd be easier to make them, or just using foam. You'd have denser walls. I mean, if you bought a sheet of 3/4 inch or 1 inch foam, let's say you get $20 for it, $30 for it. I mean, you could have a thick, sturdy wall that if a kid was in a hallway leaning up against it, and you had a couple of 2x2s behind it, I think it'd be strong enough to where you wouldn't need vacuum form panels. This stuff takes detail so well, you could literally carve your own. Okay, Mimi, whenever you get back, I'll see you later. We made both vacuum formed I-beams for the hot one ear, coated in bed liner, ended up with a great rusty and Dracula. I love bed liner, man. One of these days, I'm going to do a whole video on nothing but Raptor bed liner to show you guys how to really coat some outdoor stuff so that it could be in the yard through snow, through sleet, through hail, through windstorms, through little kids throwing rocks at stuff. Some little bastards walking past chucking rocks at tombstones. I just hate the little bastards. Tons of lighting and equipment. I got DJ lights for my clowns. Oh, that's awesome. Just sent you over to the post office. Haunting H.H. Holmes story. It's in your Cobwebs Instagram chat. Cool. Yeah, H.H. Holmes, man, that guy was a son of a bitch, man. His partner, Jeff Peitzel, I think his name was, he took his kids and ran off with them. They were making an insurance scam that he said, well, I can get you insurance money for your wife. But the wife didn't know that Peitzel was in on it. And then Holmes actually killed him, set the house on fire that he was in, tried pouring a bunch of alcohol down his throat to make it look like it was a drunken suicide, but they found out it wasn't. Forensics was so such a base science back then. It was so new that they figured out that it wasn't a suicide, that he didn't drink himself to death. So then Holmes took off with his kids, contacted his wife, and said, hey, I got the kids, we're here. He wants to come and be with you. And then he took them up into Canada. And then he ended up putting them in a steamer trunk, I think her 2 daughters, and unplugged the gas light from the wall. And there was a little hole in the steamer trunk. He put the gas line from the gas light in the wall, filled the trunk with gas, and suffocated the 2 girls. And then I think he took the bodies and he bought a big oven in a rented house in Canada somewhere, and put in a wood burner stove that was huge, way huge for the house. And they found teeth fragments after he had left the house and abandoned it. And he left the stove too, so they knew that somebody had died in that oven, that remains had been burned in there. The guy was something else, man. I mean, he actually had a biological daughter, and his ex-wife that he actually took care of and sent money, would check on her. Never harmed a hair on their head, never touched the wife, the ex-wife, never hurt the daughter. So the guy's got a weird, strange dichotomy, man, how he can be murdering children, but yet he has a daughter that he takes care of, and sends money, and would go and see her, because they lived in Chicago. So it's just a fascinating story, man. Holmes was something else. Then when they caught him, he tried confessing to a bunch of stuff, trying to stay alive, and because he was getting notoriety, he enjoyed that. And then they kind of figured out that he was just pulling their leg, and he was just admitting to stuff that he didn't do or didn't know anything about. And they ended up just hanging his ass. But he stayed in jail for a long time, got plenty of meals, and he was writing a book. And it's a pretty crazy-ass story, man. The guy was something else. And to think that he lived that long ago and, using the World's Fair. So there's so many people that, come and go and unaccounted for. And, you could get rid of a body easy back then. Life was, not that precious as it is now. So a pretty crazy story, man. Holmes was just something else, man. He's a smart guy. He was a doctor. He knew prescriptions. He knew chemicals. He'd give people the stuff to knock them out. Like I said, he was something else, man. H.H. Holmes. I think it stands for something. Herman Mudgett was his name. I think Mudgett. Let's see. Just check the post office. Keep myself. I was watching Hunter's Mouse last night about LED. Yeah. Sean, man, Mike, he loves all that stuff, man. He has got all that LED stuff down. Where I still kind of tinker with it here and there. I had a hell of a time getting my Spirit Halloween rat eyes to light up. I wanted to change one head and make it different colors. And the LEDs I had were either not enough voltage or something. I don't know. It was a big box from China on Amazon, so I was pissed. So I finally got one that worked and got through the project, but LED and technology stuff, not my wheelhouse. Well, I do love LED lights. I use them all over my haunt. Those fight bulbs that Mike was talking about, I need to send him a picture of those. Because I get my lighting from Menards. They're real cheap. They're like $6.97 for a floodlight or something. But man, they're really good stuff. Fight bulbs, whatever they are. You bought 100 LED lights? Damn, RJ. That's it. Yeah, Herman something Mudgett was his name. That guy was something else, man. When he came into Chicago, he befriended some people who owned a drugstore, and he worked there for a while, and then the old people disappeared, passed suspiciously, and he was in the process of buying the drugstore. So that's how he got his money to start with. Like I said, the guy was something else, man. He was a total con man. He said he could get bodies, like they could do an insurance scam and kill somebody, and they could find a body anywhere and make it be the other person, and he could sign off on it using his credentials and stuff. Like I said, the dude was a true madman. He was totally full of himself. Alright. Okay. We're getting there, folks. Open up this little Y area. Yeah, you guys still watching all the Trans World videos, man? I still can't get enough of them. I watch them over and over and over again. Let me round that off. I did get lucky today and was able to place an order with Nightmare Studio, or God damn it, Midnight Studios Effects. I got my order in today. It's gonna take 4 months to get here, but I think it's gonna be well worth the wait. I love brick paneling. Always scope out the construction sites and the salvage yards, recycling the cheap Z brick panels from demo jobs. Oh yeah, I mean, Menards has that stuff too. But man, like anything, it's getting fucking expensive, man. Like I don't know how they price that stuff, what the rhyme or reason is to it, you know. It's just seems like everything's ridiculous. You know, 2x4 is damn near $10, so they just figure, well, you're just gonna have to pay it. That's all. So they're just gonna stick it to us. So we get some stimulus checks, and now they just jack the price up on everything to start everybody again. All right, let's keep this little nugget in the middle. All right, let's widen this crack out. And I'm going to go in an angle to try and cut that little groove out. And I just want to vary my widths and my depth. Because we're going to use the heat gun on this, and it's going to open them up even more. And I want deeper depth because the fiberglass will fill back in some of the what we're doing here right now. It'll fill in some of the valleys and trenches, so we got to open them up wider because we know we're going to close them up a little bit. Okay. I wonder if I can make another little, like, cracked corner brick out of this one. Little cracks. And here's the fun stuff where you can just freehand stuff. Foam is just like such a great medium to work in, man. And that thinner foam, like the thinner EVA stuff, man, them cosplay kids, man, they just do some amazing stuff, man. They just murder stuff out, man. Their foam armor and stuff looks freaking phenomenal. Okay, some cracks coming out from under his feet. All right, so not too shabby. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. And then we can do a little bit of distressing. And then we're going to stick the heat gun on this bad boy. And then I don't have to look at that stupid 70s paneling underneath this guy anymore. Make sure I'm inside that outline for his boots. Okay. Where's our crack corner at? This one right here. Let's make it look like. Okay, you can just randomly dot stuff, make it look porous. Okay, let's clean this bad boy off. Okay, I'm going to do the kill switch, let that cool off. let's just back this off. I'm gonna unplug this guy. I'm gonna turn this off because it's been running for a while. So that's where Drac's gonna be standing. Let's go ahead and try and clean out these little lines a little bit. Some little strands out of there. And it's just a Phillips head screwdriver. It's okay, because we are going to be generous with the fiberglass. This makes pretty fast work of all those little threads or uneven little surfaces, the little valleys and stuff that you put in there. Okay. Alright, check it. Okay, now for foam, I'm going to get the heat gun turned or plugged in. Hopefully I got power to this cord. Foam opens up so easy depending on how harsh you go at it. Notifications are pretty loud. I have no idea how to turn notifications off on my phone, Lisa. It's probably Al-Anon. What's up, Rob? I was trying, Rob. It was just so much going on. I had to have a procedure like on the Tuesday before, so I didn't know what I was going to feel like. So with everything up in the air, it's like I didn't want a chance getting tickets and then realize I was going to be too bad off to go. So I'm going to be there next year. I'm going to be at that Creepers Hangout too next year. I'm going. There's one on Prime. Frankenpine. Prime has a, Amazon Prime has a H.H. Holmes documentary. I see those Dead Mother, man. I'm loving those videos, man. I cannot get enough of Transworld this year. I cannot believe what I missed. I'm all excited to try something new with LED, and I'm 100% about flame lighting. I love the flame lights, Mike. You can turn them either way, and they'll go up or they'll go down depending on how your light bulb is sticking out. And then some of them automatically reset. They go to, they have two different patterns depending on how you turn your light on. It's just like random. Like the bulbs at my porch, I think, they have like a random pattern, I think. Let's see, 1/2 inch. 8 sheet run. It's $15 in Colorado to pick up 3 sheets for a patch job today. It was $6 a sheet when I first started contracting. It's crazy. All right, Savage, stop ganking my friggin' stream, little sniper. What's up, Rob? Floodlight with a low-lying fog. Oh, the floodlights, man, they totally help. If you can show your fog and keep it on the ground. Welcome back, Mimi. A stiff toothbrush is what I use. I actually have one of those metal brushes. I like to spray paint the foam so it eats away, especially metallics, David. If you hit it, take it with a metallic and you hit it, it'll kind of scatter and put all them little divots in it. I do the same thing, especially like if I'm doing foam on skulls and stuff. I love using metallic. A silver will totally bury in foam, man. I love it. Yeah, Rob, I'm hoping next year, man. I'd like to come see your booth, too. I saw you had everything in that little 10 by 10 foot square. Like, oh man, you got it all in there. What's up, brother Vic? Yeah, my apprentice. She's out there sniping, running around the yard, acting like a little freaking banshee. I think I have 2 foggers. No, I have 1 fogger. Yep, he's painting. And I saw this show. They had the bubble machine at Transworld, and I thought, man, I want to do fog-filled bubbles for my trick-or-treaters. Ooh, and this is my little $2 yard sale. Find this little curry comb. Boy, I bet you that would destroy some foam. Hell yeah. Woo, look at that. That bad boy will round off some corners. Do it ragged in the front there. All right. Another one, a little trick. You can't use the wire brush. I think my wire brush is back there. I like taking tin foil. You can do this on like soft clay. I do it in Sculpey, where I just kind of take the foil ball, roll it over your edges, and it puts these little divots and random sized little crooks like, you know, real stone. You can go heavier over your seams, and it actually gives a stone look. And then once we hit it with the heat gun, it'll open all those up. It'll look real cool. It'll look more of that uneven surface, like, you know, where there's gouges or just the unevenness in stone, you know, like quarry cut stone. But tinfoil, man, awesome stuff. Get down in there. I need to make a tinfoil ball and put it around like a tennis ball or something that's got a hard center, because now I'm kind of ovaling out, so I'm kind of not really in a ball anymore. But you can do this on big panels. And another thing that works really good, which I don't have anymore, is you take an old paint roller like Vic. You're painting tonight. Get a 3/8 nap brush. You want a heavy nap brush, so it's got the long strands on it. Paint something, paint your wall, paint your floor, paint whatever you're going to paint, and then take that brush and let it dry. When you get done with that brush and it's bone dry and all that latex paint is locked up into a rock, that's the easiest way to distress big foam panels. You just take it and use it like this, but you're using your roller to put texture into your foam work. And then you'll end up with whole walls that you can bang out. Like, you can do a whole panel in 10 minutes by just using a roller that's been painted on with the long nap and the long threads. You can also experiment and do the short threads, but I usually do like a 3/8 nap, and that stuff works wonders in foam, man. It gives you, makes your surfaces all, you know, beat up and uneven and irregular, like how stone is. So I like using foam and then old paint brushes, but I haven't painted anything in the house in freaking years, so I don't have any brushes that are loaded up and old and crusty. But yeah, with just a ball of foil, I mean, let me show you guys. I mean, you can go as deep as you want, as crazy as you want. I mean, look at all that surface texture. And we ain't even touched the heat gun yet. I mean, you could paint just like this and dry brush over it and pick up all that stuff, you know? But this is going to look 10 times better than that stupid 70s Brady Bunch panel that was sitting underneath this guy. I just was tired of looking at it. I'm like, you know what, man? Tonight's the night, man. I'm going to change that. So I was thinking about doing a YouTube video on it, but it's like, well, let's save it and just do it for a live. Tonight's the night, so. Alright. Around that. If you really want some divots, you just ball it up and bam. But the paintbrush works wonders, man. Alright. Okay. I think we're going to call that good. Let's bust out the heat gun on this bad boy and see what kind of freaking damage we can do. A little bit of a straggler there. Alright, so we got some nice uneven texture. Pow. Fire this bad boy on hot. Give me some go-go juice. Yep, Mimi, fog build, fill bubbles. I want to stick that in my Swamp Butcher's cauldron. I think the kids will flip out when they come down the block and they see fog bubbles go out. I would love that as an adult. Like, if I was at Trans World, I'd been running around like an idiot, popping bubbles, you know? Alright. Let's see. So here's some of the stuff we cut off. Good old heat gun. And man, it just instantly ravages that stuff. So let's see if I can get this close to you guys and show you. Alright. So here's our crusty floor. We're just going to run the heat gun over it. And you can see that texture just instantly opens up. We'll make our ends crusty. I don't want to go too much by his feet, because I want those to stay flat where I get a good bond with the silicone. And like Quinn was saying, if I get some, not so much this foam, the other foam, yeah, but a nice metallic, we'll totally start eating this stuff and put pits in it just like that, like you just laid into it with a heat gun. So this kind of melts all our little goofy ends down. And then you can roll back over it with the foil ball if you want. But it opens up all our little gaps. And we'll go right down the front. So man, now it looks like a dungeon floor. Like I said, you can just dive in. To make the floor really, really uneven. Like it's buckling and the stones are old. All right, let that cool. So, and that was just a heat gun in, what was that, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. I think we're done with the heat gun. Let that chill over there. Then we can take our ball, we can go right back over it. Now you can see that kind of got a hardened texture already. It changed the texture a little bit. That's okay, you just gotta press harder with your little foil ball. And you can always go back in. Oh man, little Wolfman fell down. I'm sorry, little Wolfman. How come Wolfman always wear flannel? Little Wolfman, little Wolfman. Alright. Now see, that's why I went deeper with the heat gun, because I know that our fiberglass is going to fill in a lot of stuff. So I really want to keep just a tight coat on the top, and most of our fiberglass will stay down there, because I want to keep the rigidity of this thing so that Dracula won't flop over. So if I had me a painted up, dried out latex paintbrush, I mean, I could just go over that sucker and you can put more detail and texture in. But this is really what's going to sell when you dry brush over it. This is what's going to look the best. It's going to look awesome. And then, like I said, you can just jam that ball down in there for pits. Just roll your little foil ball around. All right, man, I think we're good. Now that is a proper dungeon floor. That is going to look 10 times better than that. So, get our fiberglass on. Got rugrats sticking their faces in my garage, sniping my screen. Okay. Okay, we're all cooled off. I love going to Dollar Tree, Dollar Days, Dollar whatever, and I buy their tablecloths. They're $1 a piece. I'll buy 10 at a time because I know I'm going to freaking destroy them. You get a couple of projects out of each one and use it as a backdrop if you're painting. So I love using Dollar Days tablecloths. $1 a piece, and it's a big long square ones. I think they actually have smaller sizes too, but I want to get this guy up in the air so that some of the fiberglass can wrap underneath. Let's see, I got my lids. Okay. What did I do? Okay. So I usually save my lids. Bam. Pow. Now we're up off the fiberglass, or the plastic. Let's get our resin, some gloves. My phone. Okay. Good old Bondo fiberglass. Most of their products suck, but I love their fiberglass. Awesome stuff. I think you can get it for 30 bucks a gallon. Just buy the whole gallon, and you can buy extra hardener. I know Jen said she blows her hardener fast. I do the same. I like to put extra hardener in because I hate waiting. But they carry this at all the part stores. If they're selling fiberglass, they should sell extra tubes of hardener. So I've got my leftover crusty brushes, and again, these crusty brushes, I like to take these, and I use these to make my my pumpkin stems out of. So I just snap off this top part, and then do pipe cleaners and paint that with fiberglass, and that's how I get it so it's weatherproof and rigid. You can stick it in the yard for a month and a half or whatever. And if you take your old brushes, I usually try and keep one that's already hardened from the fiberglass. And you can use that to distress too. Before or after heat gunning. That puts nice little pits in the floor. Looks like stuff's been dragged across the floor over the years. Chains, you know, weapons, whatever. You just come in here to eat cookies? Beat it. Stop jacking my stream. Beat it, Savage. I'm about to do fiberglass. So yeah, another great distressing tool for foam, man. An old chip brush that's been ruined with fiberglass. And then these guys I just take, and I got a pumpkin stem. I could just drill this out, put some pipe cleaners through there. Alright, here we go. Fiberglass away. Okay. Pull the bristles out so I don't have no stragglers in here. This is an old fiberglass cup. I've already got fiberglass in there. It ain't going to hurt anything. I'll just pile more on top. And I don't think I need too much. Maybe 6, 7, 8 ounces to get through this whole lid. So, about that or so. And then I'll give you guys another way I like to cheat. Okay. Where's my... If I have anything left over, I'm going to stick it in this mold of the railroad spike I have. I like using fiberglass spikes. If anybody wants like a jackal mask or whatever, you know, from a 13 Ghost, I mold a fiberglass railroad spike so that way it's nice and light. You can cut them down to make them for whatever you want. So we've got about 6, probably 4 ounces of fiberglass in this. Hopefully it's enough to get through. I need a paint stick. I'll just use this guy. So what I like to do is when I'm doing fiberglass, you guys know I love doing my resin pours and my resin, my little monster maggots and all that stuff. Fiberglass resin is close to the same thing. It's still a resin. So I always take mica and put mica in it so my top coat is already tinted. So I don't have to take as much paint or pile as much paint on something. So I've got a black mica here that I got from Amazon. I think it's like called by Room Decor or something like that. And these guys are actually pretty cool. I think it's like 100 milligrams. I think these big guys are 100 milligrams, and they're like $10 on Amazon. Decor Room is what they're called. Decor Room. So I like to use these. I don't feel bad about using a lot of them since they're cheap. And even though it's a black, it's not going to come out black. It's going to come out a dark gray. Because true black, you got to use like an alcohol ink to get that really black color in for resin. So... But this stuff works great in fiberglass resin. I use it all the time. So I'm going to dip in, take a little bit, throw it in. And we got us a nice gray base already. Like I said, you can use as much as you want or as little as you want. And we'll close this back up because I don't want to be eating this crap. Alright. So, I'm going to mix it around like that. Ooh, losing our resin, losing our resin. Get in there. Okay. So I'll mix it up and I'll show you guys. Beat it, Stream Sniper. And of course we haven't put any hardener in it yet. Why don't you go eat with your mouth closed, Dobie Gillis? So that is what our fiberglass resin looks like right now. Nice and charcoal gray. And it actually had that little metallic accent in it. That stone looks like, you know, when you have like a marble or something like that. So it's another cool way to get a piece of a base color down, so you're not having to just go right on top of it with like primer and epoxy and everything else. We got about 4 ounces. Fiberglass is 10 drops per ounce. So every ounce I have, I just go 1 squeeze. I like to give a little bit extra because I hate freaking waiting. So 4 ounces. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's more than enough. Like I said, I like to put extra in. You can't go too much. And this stuff is going to heat up and get hot. Fiberglass resin always gets hot when it kicks. And you can feel when the resin, and you're stirring it, after putting in the hardener, your your stir stick or whatever you're using will start to drag. And then you know, okay, it's starting to kick, it's biting in, that chemical reaction is happening, so you got to be ready for it. So we're going to mix it up. And hopefully, it's cool tonight. We got barely to 68 degrees today. And now it's about 50 degrees out. Dollar store tablecloths actually work great for rear projection screens. Oh, cool. Cheap Walmart fogger and a Chauvet for 700, or a Chauvet 700. I don't have any of the Chauvet machines. I think mine's a Spirit one. 2 of my 400s bought off Marketplace. Yep, Savage Bomb, totally Lloyd. That freaking kid. Fiberglass, Josh. The mold is silicone. It's 20T. I got a whole bucket of 20T coming so I can mold all my other stuff. Hey, Kat, how are you? Yeah, homemade chillers are awesome, man. Use a coffin. Run it through a coffin. All right, guys. I think our fiberglass is mixed up. How? All right. I like using natural brushes. I hate using synthetic brushes. They just, I don't know, not a fan. So I'm gonna put this guy back here where Drac's feet are at, and then I'll work my way out. Try and get in them little cracks and grooves. And I'll just stipple it right in there. Like I said, if I need more, I can always mix up a second coat. Not a big deal. And this thing will be rock hard. I could actually put it outside, although I won't because, you know, Dracula's rigid foam, so. But somebody's setting something down on it, or somebody's setting a wet drink on there, it's not going to leave a ring. Like if you had a Halloween party or something and Dracula's sitting out. But yeah, Kim Barks, I took a railroad spike and I just made a silicone mold out of it. So I had like 15 or 16 of them in my toolbox that I use for popping out dents and stuff like that. So I figured, hey, it'd be pretty cool if I could have some fiberglass railroad spikes. I should probably put some on my Etsy page. I need to load up my Etsy page. I got all kinds of crap made. I haven't put anything up there in, man, probably a month or something. I can't remember the last time I added to my Etsy store. All right, here we go. Get down in all of them cracks first. This should make it nice and strong for Dracula to stand on. If I'm lucky, I will only need one coat. But if I gotta float a second coat over it, not a big deal. I can easily mix up some more, put some more mica in it. Or I could actually use a lighter mica too and go over with a lighter mica. That'd be cool. Try and get some up here. And because we're opened up foam, it might eat some of it a little bit, but I think it'll look cool. A second coat, if the first coat eats it after we went back over and opened it up again after the heat gun, then you can put a second coat of fiberglass on it, and it'll help kill some of your air pocket, your air bubble holes and stuff like that. See, make sure Dracula's feet are covered. And you can also, too, if you want to coat before you go to fiberglass, you can shoot a couple of coats of Super 77 on top, and that'll act as a little barrier and give you some more texture. I mean, at this point with the fiberglass on there, you could easily take like some dollar store. They sell those little sand and rocks that you put in your little vases and displays and stuff like that. You could put that stuff in there to make it almost like a grout. Get the back, and I'm gonna have to mix up some more. But I think a second coat will be plenty and give you enough to paint with. I'll try and get it all back there. Yeah, Quinn, man, talk about the fiberglass trick. I love doing that too. With you just spray paint it, it'll help eat it and give you some gnarly texture. I love doing that too. put a coat back here, because all this will end up being fiberglass. So I'll take this around and I'll show you guys. See those little air pockets where the fiberglass is. And I'm just going to go back and put a coat on there. Kind of brush it out. We're real heavy down the cracks. It's probably too cool tonight. It's probably down to 50 degrees already. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get another coat on tonight to have it cure on me. But man, as a first coat, that's awesome. What is the time? Okay. Do that. And let me see what I'm missing comment-wise. Okay. What's up, Ninja? Anybody heard from Alan? He was going to do his Transworld update tonight. I have not heard from Alan. Of course, I haven't looked at my notifications. I see my phone's got a row of notifications all across the top. Good. I'm surprised Fiberglass eats into the foam. It will, Mike. A little bit it will. I like to leave it nice and rough like that. You can dry lock it first if you want, or use Super 77 as a barrier, but I want like a really rough surface, and I know using fiberglass is going to fill in a lot of the pits, so I want to go straight to fiberglass to kind of use the fiberglass eating it and help give you that brick texture. It just kind of depends on what order you go in for what finish halt you're looking. I say crack a lot. Down in that crack. Get all up in that crack. RJ fiberglass is awesome, man. It is so much cooler than latex. It's strong. Like my zombie pumpkin, I can stand on that damn zombie pumpkin. It can be outside for a year. I can throw a light in it. Fiberglass is freaking awesome, man. Plus, it is weatherproof, you know? You cannot beat anything that's weatherproof when you have crappy weather and you live up north like us. Hunters Anonymous, what's up, James? Or Mike? I'm not sure which Hunters Anonymous you are. What's the steroids for getting poison ivy? Oh, man, Ninja, I had that too. I got poison ivy in my ribs, and I couldn't get the shit to go away. They had to give me steroids to fight the stuff off, no matter how much you scrub it, or the calamine lotion, all the crap you put on there. It freaking sucks. You guys got warm temperatures down there in Georgia, so I imagine you guys got a lot of that crap, huh? The wind, been snowed out. I'm a private home hunter. That's cool, Mike. What's up? Going to get the invoice after I go live here at the key. What time is it? Oh, it's 8:03? Okay. Let me test this stuff. Yeah, guys, it's getting cool. This is not going to set up. Probably it's going to take 35, 40 minutes, something like that. So I'm going to call this done for now. Get my little edge cleaned up over here with my finger. Little finger weave. But I'm going to do a second coat probably tomorrow when I get home from the shop. And then I'll put pictures on Cobwebs and Candlesticks so you guys can see it before I paint it. And then you guys can just follow the progress on Cobwebs and Candlesticks. And man, you know, we hit 1,000 members. That's totally awesome. Thank you guys for like commenting and sharing your pics and stuff. I mean, that's basically what it's all about, guys. It's just like showing anybody who needs help, showing your progress on your own stuff, helping other people out who need help on their stuff or doesn't know, you know, hey, how do you do fiberglass, or how do you do resin, or how do you do this, you know? It's all about helping everybody out so we can all raise our game and do cool shit like you see at Transworld, man. It was, I still can't get over the videos, man. They're freaking awesome. Let's pull my gloves off. And after I get off, guys, jump over to Monsters Alive on Facebook. Quinn's going to go live. He was working on Frankenstein boots last night. You guys are going to love his work. He's another haunter, man. Makes great stuff. Show him some love. Like his page. Drop in bullshit on in the chats. I'll be there in a couple of minutes. But yeah, I think so far, I think our Dracula is in 10 times better standing on this than he was on that paneling piece of crap that I had. And you can see the fiberglass is starting to give that extra texture. So that's a great start, man. I can't wait to get some paint on this. Paint is going to make this thing look like $1 million, man. And all it is a piece of $4 foam, and you get a whole new base transformed out of it. So, all right. Catch up comments, and I'll bug out of here, and I'm going to see you guys over at Monsters Alive. I'm probably getting my beard in fiberglass again, ain't I? That wouldn't be the first time. Okay, Ross, I'll pick Alan, Stacy, and Stan are sitting down to plan out Transworld 2022. I'm going to be there. Next year, Ross, I will be at Transworld. If I got to punch a goddamn nun, I'm going to be there. I'm not missing it next year. Next year is going to be huge. I talked to Midnight Effects Studios today. I was able to get my order in, and the lady was super cool, super nice, and she's like, yeah, she said, we brought maybe half the stuff we had. We didn't know what the COVID, what kind of year we were going to have. So she goes, we didn't bring everything. She goes, next year, we're bringing everything. So next year, anybody who was shy this year vendor-wise, next year, man, it should be off the damn chain. I mean, it should be insane next year. So I cannot miss next year. I will be there come hell or high water. I'm going to get with Ezekiel. We're going to travel. We're going to plan hotel rooms. I got to get my tickets, all that stuff. I'm jumping on that like by the end of the month. So I'm set for next year since they've already released the dates. Okay, Twisted Seed. And how do you do your zombie pumpkin? Twisted Seed, if you go back on Cobwebs and Candlesticks on Facebook, you can just follow my progress pics. I started out with the beach ball, a fleece blanket, and good old fiberglass resin, and that's how I made the main body. And then I just layered on top of that with more cut-up pieces of fleece blanket and dipped it in fiberglass resin, and I just molded with my hands where one of the eye sockets, the nose, made the teeth. I just used all by hand and fiberglass resin with the $2 fleece blanket from Menards that you get at the holidays that are real cheap. Let's see. Sean Metters, Mike W. What is snow? Man, I freaking wish. Quinn saying, Transworld is great. Got a lot of work from this show. That's awesome, man. That's so great. Everybody's coming home with orders and custom special orders. That's freaking great, man. Everybody can get back on track. Damn, Ninja, 3 steroids only put me on 1. What's up, Ray? It is a blast hanging out with you guys, man. RJ, I have a 20-foot dragon head in my brother's barn. I should fiberglass it. You got a 20-foot dragon head, RJ? Show that shit on Cobwebs, man. Take pictures. Are you insane? I want to see a 20-foot dragon head. You want to see the finished product? Mike W., just jump over to Monsters Alive. Just type in Facebook search, Monsters Alive. I think what RJ didn't buy is what you should ask him. I always try and share Mike W, man. I try and show my secrets so we can all raise our freaking game, man. And we're not all in toddler shoes. We can build some badass shit, and we can be like everybody at Trans, like all them other vendors. We'd be selling our stuff to them, and they'll be looking to us for ideas to build stuff. That's awesome, Ninja, man. If you're there, dude, I'm so looking forward to meeting all the creepers and the Haunt family and everybody, man. Anytime, Sean. Anytime. All right, guys. I'm going to let this cure. I'm going to let it sit overnight, and I'll probably come back tomorrow after work. I'll hit it with the second coat. I'll try and put a picture in the morning of it on Cobwebs and Candlesticks so you guys can see what it looks like after it's cured. It probably won't be much different than now, though. Yeah, I'm going to let this ride, and I'm going to jump over and watch Quinn stream. I jump over to, it'll be Monsters Alive on Facebook, and Quinn's going to be making some projects, so let's all go over there, show him some love, give him some likes and stuff, and let's hook a brother up. So I thank you guys for chilling out and watching, and maybe next week I can do another live stream. So how the fuck do I turn this off again? Is it this one? Is that the done? Well, you can do what the hell? Top chat? Oh, there's the top chat button. That's what that does. All right. Mute my